This segment's being sponsored by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Join us in preserving and protecting Tennessee's wildlife.
One of my favorite things to do is to get up early in the morning and get out and listen for turkeys to gobble. It's just something about early mornings when nature is waking up and you can get out away from the noise and the hustle and bustle of the world. You can be still, you can be quiet, and you can hear God's creation wake up. In the Bible, in the book of 1 Kings, there's a prophet by the name of Elijah. And God had told Elijah that he was going to show himself to him. So Elijah went up to a mountain and stayed, and the Bible says that a great wind came. The wind was so strong it broke off pieces of the mountain, but God was not in the wind. Then an earthquake came, but God was not in the earthquake. Then a great fire, but God was not in the fire. Then it said after the fire came a still small voice, a gentle whisper. And that's how God revealed himself to Elijah. We can get so busy with stuff. We can get so busy with the world that we forget to stop and listen for God's voice. So my challenge for you this week is this: get out and enjoy an early morning turkey gobble. Listen for all the creation to wake up, but tune your ears into God, because I promise you, anything that he has to say to us is worth listening to. Hey, thanks for watching this week. We pray that you're always blessed, and always remember, keep shooting straight.
All right, guys, tonight's calling segment's being sponsored by our friends over at Taylor's Archery. Y'all can find them at 100 East Lauderdale Street over in Tullahoma, Tennessee, or you can give owner Tracy Taylor a call at 931-563-7706. Let them take care of all your archery needs, and also take advantage of that indoor range he's got there on these rainy and cold days. It's a great way to stay up with your practice too. All right, guys, welcome back to the studio. Now, like I said, if you want to call in now, you can go ahead and start doing that at 615-737-7767. And while we're waiting on some calls to maybe start coming in, I want to go ahead now, Mike, and ask you just first off, everybody just watch this video, and they're seeing Tennessee Clean and Tennessee Clean Act. So if you will, just tell me, what is Tennessee Clean and the Tennessee Clean Act, and what does it do, kind of?
Well, thank you, Brandon. Thank you for having me, guys. And also, I just want to say, before I answer that question, thank y'all for doing all the habitat work you're doing on the lake. That's really important stuff. And I have a saying I like to say, that we're not here by accident. We have healthy forests, healthier waters. We have wildlife abundant, fish abundant, because of people that were deliberate. That works both ways. We got a problem with litter across the state of Tennessee, and about 3-4 years ago we started looking at this, and we started asking people to show us pictures of litter, and we had literally thousands and thousands of pictures come into our inboxes over at the Wildlife Federation's office. And so we started working around the concept of how do you fix this problem. A lot of people are doing cleanups. The cleanup video y'all showed, great video. There are a lot of volunteers and organizations working hard to clean it up. But that's half the problem. If we don't address preventing the litter from getting on the landscape and in the water in the first place, then we're not going to have the ability. We can do cleanups until the cows come home. So when we sat back and thought about how do you address this, we came up with a concept for a piece of legislation that would create a process. No one organization is really going to have the answer, and the solutions have to be developed by a community of people, and that community of people has to include the companies that are involved in making products, the companies that want to reuse the products. There's great economic value around aluminum, glass, and plastic. You just look around our state, we have businesses that reuse them all the time. They have to bring in stuff from Japan and California. You got the largest glass recycler in the United States has a plant on the Cumberland River over by across from the Nashville Gun Club, right? Yeah. So when you start looking at that, what Tennessee Clean is, it's a campaign that culminates in a piece of legislation that we would have the General Assembly pass. And it's the job of the General Assembly and the executive branch, the governor's office, to set the policy for Tennessee. So we want them to set policy and goals around how you fix and clean up litter. So our bill actually has 4 goals. And in addition to that, it creates a commission called the Clean Commission. And that commission's job is to come together. It's made up of private sector companies, organizations, agriculture, conservation, businesses that are distributors, bottlers, things like that, recyclers, Owens Corning maybe, people like that.
Yeah.
They come on board and they're tasked with trying to come up with solutions to achieve these 4 goals. And then it gives them 4 years to accomplish that.
Yeah.
So the approach is really about a process. For example, when the Tennessee Lottery was created, we didn't have legislation that said, well, here's how you need to do the lottery. They created a lottery commission, and they gave them a task of going out and developing a lottery by looking at the best practices around the country, and that's what they did. We're following the same approach to try to attack litter.
Right, absolutely. I mean, that's and the wonderful explanation there. I mean, that was awesome.
Well,
but,
now you know why I wanted to bring him on.
I mean, you brought the man with you to explain it.
Redneck, and he talks. He knows how to talk.
Yeah, this man.
People.
Yeah, he explains it well. But but I mean, the point is, it's put in place because you guys are looking for the best ways. You're not looking to just attack this. You're looking for the best ways to do so, and that's kind of what you're putting into place here. We have a few calls already starting to come. We'll go ahead and get a couple of those. Let me get my first caller here. JC, how are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. How you doing?
Doing great. We appreciate you calling. How can we help you tonight?
Hey, what I was calling about was I'm thinking about going doing a little crappie fishing tomorrow now. Would the water, you think it'd be too dingy and maybe them pulling the water would affect the fish? And if you went, how deep would the fish be?
Where's it going?
It may affect them. So what lake will you be on?
Rock Island.
I mean, I don't know as much about that area, but I can tell you around here, as far as some of the lakes that we've been on, I believe they'll probably be a little bit deeper over the next few days. The bite has slowed down in the shallow areas. There are still some guys. I talked to a friend today that did have some luck in 16 foot of water or so today, but we have been catching them. I have caught some fish in the last couple of weeks in 4 foot of water. So point is, it's just changed a lot the last few days, so I would probably look for some brush or something pretty close to the channel near a creek mouth or something like that, and I would say somewhere in that 12 to 15 foot of water right now.
Yeah, you can still, up at Rock Island, just throw a little 2-inch grub or 3-inch grub. Because I imagine, there's nice crappie up there.
Well, I know that.
And you're going to catch sauger and walleye a little bit,
he won't mind me saying, but Joey Montaglione, our buddy, lives up there, and he does a lot of crappie fishing there. And I can tell you, in that area, he likes to use a natural colored tube jig, and that is what he throws almost all the time. It's a Montaglione Silver Special or something along those lines, but he has a lot of luck with that.
If he's going tomorrow or late tomorrow afternoon or Saturday, dress warm.
Yeah, be sure to dress warm. Yeah, but they should be eating. If you just have to find them, that's the key. But good luck to you. And slow your presentation. That's the biggest thing too, I would say, that I've figured out the last couple of weeks is slow down. When you think you're going too slow down a little bit more, right?
That's right.
And that's how you do it. But now we've got another caller too. If you'll just hang in there, we'll try to get a couple more in this next segment. We're going to get ready to go right now and do this week's tip of the week. All right, this week's tip of the week is being brought to you by the Tennessee Outdoor Rendezvous and Deer Expo. Now, this year's event's coming up soon. It's going to be May the 21st through 22nd, and that's at the Farm Bureau Expo Center there in Lebanon, Tennessee. And you can also, if you're looking to maybe become one of the booths there or vendors there, they've still got a few spots open. You can check them out at tndeerexpo.com. It'll show you a map there. It's all interactive, show you the booth spaces that are available, and check that out. So you can give my buddy Wes Stone a call, 615-444-8200, and he'll get you any more information that you need. All right, Jake, what do you got for us on the tip
Well,
tonight?
I got a couple of tips. First of all, we're getting into that time of the year when it's going to start getting warm. Guys, the main tip I got for you on that is going to be about safety is keep those life vests on. It's warm outside, maybe 70 degrees, but that water is still in the low 50s or upper 40s. And if you go in it and you only got so much time to go out, and it can be deceiving.
That's right. It can put you into shock that fast.
In a heartbeat. The other one, we're all gearing up, and some of us already started minnow fishing and all that good stuff. I'm going to give you an easy tip on how to make sure your vehicle and your boat stays clean with these. Get yourself a milk crate and put that minnow bucket in that milk crate, and that way if you happen to hit the brakes hard in the truck going home, and I won't say who, but he's sitting over there, you won't mess the truck up and get the wife all mad at you because it will smell like minnows.
I don't know what you're talking about. We might have to tell that story to everybody one night, but it's going to take us a few minutes. We appreciate those tips, Jake. But guys, we're going to get ready to take a quick break. We'll be right back here in just a minute with some more Southern Woods and Waters.